Well, let's get in on the show. Thick and fast. I mean, I need to say this extensively now. I mean, the comments, the views have been massive.
Damn.
Have been massive. So for those of you who've been,
God,
who've
you
been
guys don't know how happy I am.
for those of you who've been dropping comments, who's been liking, sharing, for all the quotes we see on social media, people lifting it off and putting on their platforms on Twitter, on TikTok, whatever. Thank you for helping us.
Yeah.
Thank you for the comments as
well.
well.
We're not going to give you copyright strike. Like we're not very dark man.
We are not.
We're not going to fight you like very dark man and easy. And I like easy way do.
Well, anyway, nice suit you've got there, by the way.
I borrowed it from Mikolo. Let me just so that I want to sell for Mikolo, but I know got to say. Nah, me give him. Nah, he give me. I borrowed it from Mikolo's suit. I know carry suit come. You can see. No, it's not. I borrowed it. It's Mikolo's suit, but it's nice. It's fine.
Now let's get
borrow pose. This is borrow pose.
Let's get in on the show. Before you walked in here, you asked the question: if Eric Shell fails to get the results against Rwanda, should he be sacked or should he still be on the job? Then we talked about Eguavon always coming to the rescue at some point. Now, the Super Eagles, it is the first international break, of the season. Rwanda and South Africa up next this weekend. We know your stance, about the Super Eagles.
We're not going to qualify.
Qualification for the World Cup. But, have you seen anything from Eric Shell that will make you say,
you guys have already convinced me that we're not going to qualify.
Now let's just hear your thought on the show now. So what can you say about these two games coming up? Do you see something happening? Do you see maximum points for the Super Eagles against Rwanda and South Africa?
Then Mikolo and Timothy Deimbo and the gang of MPFL reporters have created their conspiracy theory already, and nobody can convince them otherwise. They are not wrong, They're not wrong. What they've said is not wrong. These are my family. I'm one of them too, right? They've created this conspiracy theory that
that's on the gliders for those of you who are
wondering. So if you can go watch on the gliders and hear the back end of this for context purpose, that the tactics of the coach is a bad tactics, and that doesn't sit well with me because if you're a professional footballer, you know that even if you start a match, like I've heard people say that Xabi Alonso went to Madrid and he's playing a 4-3-3 because that's the Madrid style. No. They start with a 4-3-3, and before you know it, he evolves into that 3-4-3 and sometimes 3-5-2 that he normally likes to play at Bayer Leverkusen. But telling me that a system is just one way, it doesn't really work for me. So let me give you a good example. Arsenal is the example I want to use. If you watch the Arsenal-Liverpool game, without Odegaard, passes were going to the left. There were a lot of passes going to Martinelli, just didn't use them well. But passes were flowing. Occasionally, because Arsenal played with a handbrake on, and I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, Arsenal lost that match because of Mikel Arteta." Maybe that would be a conversation for another question.
It is actually, yeah.
But just to remind them, 13 years now, Arsenal have not won at Anfield, and in that 13 years, we've used Wenger, the attacking coach. We've used Unai Emery, another attacking coach. We've used Fred Ljungberg didn't go to Anfield. Now we're having Arteta. What tactics have we not used at Anfield? The best we've gotten is a draw. So most times, one or two players can make a very good tactics go bad. And in the process of trying to change the tactics again, you might either need to substitute that player out or create a whole lot more problem. So you just leave it and hope to God that the players, will find a way to manage themselves and then get going with it. So when you look at Eric Chell, if you remove the CHAN and put the World Cup on a spreadsheet, the World Cup qualifiers on a spreadsheet, you will know that from the beginning I said this, that I am not even sure that Eric Shell will take us to the Nations Cup in the AFCON in Morocco. Remember I said that, and if Timothy can remember, I said it on one Twitter space with 55 Football X, that 55 Football X and this guy was the co-host, Toby Adepoju, the sporting director at Shooting Stars now. And they said they let us pray. Oga Shino Keleji was also there that day. And they like, let us pray that it doesn't happen. I said, this coach might not take us to AFCON because before AFCON, ex-internationals will come again. So let me put a lot of warning before I go to your answer. All the ex-internationals that are standing by the window like Captain Black and Mad Melo right now, that are ironing their white shirts and suits to take over and go to the rescue. Make una negotiate contract to at the draw EF on not so national, but make una negotiate contract and make una sign. Not when it don't happen, once it not happen in the future, we not have a terrible West coming out to rant. or somebody else coming out to rant, and then somebody saying like a guava that footballers do the same thing or do better than
No patriotism
soldier.
in this case. Sign it because let's say it's
na
your country
business.
you want to.
Don't be patriotic, because if you die, government no go come do state burial for you. Sign, earn the money that your profile is worth, and save it or invest it, so that if you die, your family can even do a very quiet burial. Invite only 20 people. No big deal. You understand me? And there's royal burial and there's lawyer burial. You can choose to do anyone. Don't let anybody go anybody WhatsApp group and begin to beg for money. I don't want it. I'm just saying this one up. It's caveat emptor. I'm saying it up front so that they go learn and do something. I don't want to come here and be analyzing and then people say that you're heartless, that you're mean, that you're wicked, you hate these people, you're envious. I'm not envious of anybody. I'm just telling you guys the truth, because loads of them come to take the job without contract, nothing. But then this Eric Shell, who's also an ex-footballer who didn't achieve what they achieved, came to Nigeria, negotiated, demanded for all the things I demanded. So ex-international, now God I tell the beg una. From here on, make una they negotiate with you una right. And make una take them now. Because your money will be given to you while you are alive. Nobody's going to learn from your colleague, your fallen colleague, as soon as they rant. So say nobody go turn up. There's not going to be state burial for any of them. Having said that, let's come to the World Cup qualifiers. I think we started off with Eric Shell in a very precarious situation. If there is any reason why anybody have a glimmer of hope that we will still make it to the World Cup, and I don't belong to them, but the 1% of the 1% that believe that we will still make it to the World Cup, it is because of this Eric Shell. If somewhere along the line it goes back to default setting of what the previous coaches have done, where Joseph Peseiro had 2 points, Finidi George came in, had 1 point, on very poor salary. As a matter of fact, the point he gained is an equivalent of the salary and the kind of contract he was given. So I don't even blame him in the first place. And then all the crises that came around before Eric Shell came and then got us 4 points that he's gotten us now. I think he will beat Rwanda on Friday. I think so. Even though Rwanda has come here to home on Saturday, sorry. I think it will beat Rwanda on Saturday. But let's put the variables on the ground first before we make Eric Shell the sacrificial lamb. Our players know that they have a match on Saturday. Bar for Tolu Arokodare, who may come late because medical passing, everything must be done, certified, and then the club might say, we want to shoot a video for your presentation. When you come back from this one, want to do this, do that. It might take Monday, which is today, take tomorrow, and then maybe Wednesday they put him on the plane and he takes a private jet and he flies down to Nigeria. This is a very big move. This is not one of those moves you can say I can suspend and then there is the window closes tonight. So that can be delayed. Every other Nigerian player, okay, Chamachuko he's on the list, right? So a few of those ones that are on the list that also have transfer to do today. But the players like Alex Iwobi, Kevin Bassey, Olaino, what's it called? There's Wilfred in the squad.
Yeah, Wilfred indeed.
Osimhen, all the others have already done their move. They are not in the transfer block anymore. Please arrive camp today. Start training either this evening or tomorrow. Prepare well. Because I know that some players that wants to start, that the coach have penciled to start, will come in on Thursday. It's not the first time. This is not the second time. This happened many times. When they come in, they will start. Some people who came in today or tomorrow will not start. That's the beginning of the Super Eagles problem. That thing. So it's the beginning. And it did start today. It's been on since forever. So basically what I'm saying is, if the players do not have a unity of purpose, if you like, go and bring Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, Johan Cruyff, Fabio Capello, Arrigo Sacchi, Alberto Zaccarani, all of the best coaches in this world. They will still fail because their default setting right now is failing. This is not beef. People will watch this thing now. Instead of them to respond with fact against what I'm saying, they'll tell me I beef them. Because that's like your default setting, your default reaction is beef. No country going to the World Cup have played 6 games, drawn all their home games. There is no country that is going to this one. Show me one. Give me fact. Don't come and give me sentiment and emotion. And then you'll not tell me that I'm the one that is being sentimental or I'm gaslighting you. No. There is no... Even in Africa, the dark continent. I don't even know what makes us dark. And then they say we're third world. Who is the second world? Because if there's first world, there should be second world, but there's no. It's like third Milan bridge. There's no first Milan. There's no second Milan. There's just third Milan. So, and before people come and call all these Qatar bridge and the rest, they have their name. So show me the first one. Now, basically, what I'm saying is that if the players don't have unity of purpose, there's no amount of tactical mumbo jumbo that the coach will say. It will just be like hitting your head against a brick wall. There's not going to be movement. If the players have decided, and I've said this before previously, that even if the coach is not the best of the best, like we saw with Roberto Di Matteo in 2012 and Chelsea, if the players have decided on their own that, look, we die here, I don't care what happens, what tactics the coach use. Guys, so anybody where they play for this game, let's go and win it. If they are started with that mentality, between me and you, we go don't qualify already with games to spare. But unfortunately, we have players who, I will say this and I'll say it again, anybody who think they have proof to say I am lying, come. When I said the ex-players don't like themselves, a lot of people said I was lying, I was beefing. 11 class of 94 players called me and said, that's the best thing you said. Like, the boldest thing anybody will say is what you said. Now, players where play for the squad, now that's players where they play together. Now, all of them come in, they talk that thing. Say, all this over they talk. When this will happen to Finidi, when this will happen to Listen, when this will happen to this, wait till they talk. They were happy that it was happening. I'm just adding it. These players, the fact that they don't like themselves, even the Bible as a religious country, and then they go to church, but the Bible say, can two work together except they agree? Sure, you go to church. They play keyboard at church now. You hear that thing for church. This team is at least the class of 94, even though they don't like each other, they play to win. Yeah. They found something to do to win. This one, they don't care about each other. They don't like each other. When they play, my mom would say, the problem with living your life on luck is that you don't know when luck will run out on you. If you live your life on a plan, on purpose, you know when you fail, you know why you fail, and you know how to fix it. But if you're living your life on luck and chance, you don't know when luck will run out of you. Look all the games we've played. We've been playing on luck. Zimbabwe game, we thought we won it. Just the same way the finals of the AFCON, we thought we were ahead. And then luck. You say we were not lucky. No. You don't have a plan to do for you. Like when Carvalho and John Terry were defending for Chelsea, you could see Terry letting the whole world know that will not go beat us, but for not to beat us, you go kill me first. I go die. I saw a Carabao Cup finals that meant nothing. John Terry used the high, take the block ball over to Walcott. They had to rush him to the hospital. Do you know how committed a professional for you to do that in a cup that doesn't matter, that some people are supposed to use a reserve team to play? But that's unity of purpose. People are willing to drop dead to achieve what they want. So once there is no unity of purpose, the coach would, as usual, say his plans, set up everything, tell you that this tactics, this is why I want you to use it. Before any coach deploys the tactics, there are two things that is responsible. One, he looks at the quality of his players, the strength of the players, and then he looks at the opposition, how they will play, and he sees that these tactics would, one, occupy most of the key spaces on the pitch. And those key spaces are the spaces where probably the opponent operates or where his team gets advantage. Sometimes it backfires. Sometimes it works well for you. There is football tactics is like magic. It's science. If it comes out where you are a genius, if it doesn't come out where it explodes and it might kill you inside the lab. So when the coaches, these things don't work, it's the coaches that go. Eric Ten Hag just got fired. You understand me? Yeah. Set up a tactics, but it didn't work. So we're talking about we're standing between the gap of whether Ruben Amorim will resign or he will be fired. So that's the cut in between. But this same tactics won him titles in Sporting. Yeah. But, won titles, won everything. I produced a goal scorer over Benfica and FC Porto. So sometimes you look at these things and you say, oh, this is what I think would work. And then you put it and it just doesn't work because either the opposition is subduing you or your players are not interpreting it the best way that they could. So I look at Eric Ten Hag, Eric Chell, and I say to myself, I'm still standing where I stood before. Eric Chell is never a bad coach. We shouldn't have employed him. It's got nothing to do with him. Whatever the result turns out to be, we had already destroyed it. Those in medical profession would understand this better. If you bring a patient that drank poison and you kept that patient at home, like we normally do, try to give them oil, try to use aloe vera squeeze and all that to revive them, they don't. And then you rush them to the hospital. Know that the patient is 75% dead. If the doctor revives that person, the doctor has performed a miracle. But if the doctor does not revive that patient, it is not because the doctor didn't go to class. His human anatomy's class was bad or notes were bad. It's that person was brought in dead or brought in almost dead. And what they needed was not just medical or surgical precision or medical maneuvering, but also a miracle. And on that day, God was on vacation. And so the consequence of drinking poison ended up as death. So that's what happened. And that's exactly where the Super Eagles are in. The Super Eagles self-imploded. So in this contest, drank poison. And we tried to use Finidi George as palm oil and aloe vera squeeze and aloe vera squeeze and all that. And it's not working. We now rush to the doctor, which is Eric Chell. Now, if Eric Chell qualifies us for the World Cup, it's a miracle. If he doesn't qualify us, it's not because Eric Shell is bad. It's just a matter of this patient, the Super Eagles, was brought in, 75 or 80% dead already in coma. And what the doctor is trying to do is try to reach out beyond the human possibility to perform a miracle. Because if you're chasing only one team in the grouping, you're so okay. If this team lose and I keep winning and then we play head to head, I beat them, I'll take point from them. I hope that other teams will win them. Like it happened in the 2002 World Cup qualifiers where we had Liberia, Ghana, and ourselves and one other team, and we knew that all we need to do is beat Ghana in Port Harcourt. And Ghana self-imploded, even though we're accused of giving them a bribe of $25,000 and the players and everybody, on hindsight, they said they wouldn't have taken that money, but it was Peter Odili, the governor of Rivers, said, I gave them that money. But long story short, we know that for as long as we do our job against Ghana, we'll qualify. But in this case, let's say South Africa, fail. What about Benin? What about Rwanda? We have only one game against Rwanda. What about Rwanda? If they now see that they are within a shot of going to the World Cup, you think that they will go and fail? That's how everybody thought that Togo, under Steve Keshi, will not go to the 2006 World Cup. That don't worry, they are a small team, they don't have the experience. Eventually, they took the experience and they qualified. Yeah. So when you look at all of this, the opportunities for us, and everybody who's clamoring for points to be deducted, as of today, based on the rules of the game, that point will not be deducted.
Because that's what everybody's waiting for, to see what comes
based
out
on
of
the rule. There is a timeline for you to protest. There's a timeline for that protest to be treated. Now all of that is gone. The Lesotho have refused to file in a protest. They are not interested. Remember at the beginning, why this thing is very funny for me is that I hate to say I told you so, but I told you guys all these things. I said Lesotho, Zimbabwe will conspire to make it happen for South Africa. Now let's even leave football analysis, and this is the one that will make people hate me and insult me. Let's talk about the politics of football, because people kind of like sometimes forget that there is the politics, and the politics of the game, just like the business of the game, is bigger than the game itself, because that's the engine upon which the game really rotates. The president of CAF, I'm not saying bribery, but the president of CAF is from South Africa, right?
Yeah.
As you are now, if you're driving your car on a rainy day and you saw different people on the road, but you see my son or my daughter, and you have only one slot on your car, who will you carry? No, answer me. Who will you carry? Who will you help?
So if I see your son or your daughter and I have one slot, I mean, I'll pick any of them.
Even without me calling you.
Exactly.
Without my child saying, "Oh, I'm
exactly."
You pick. So, do you think that any referee now that is appointed to officiate the South African-Nigerian game will not, for the sake of, this is CAF president, let me just favor his country so that they go to the World Cup, because he's at the helm of affairs. And then there is no Nigerian at the CAF executive. Okay, there is Samson Adamu, but, in power block, it's not there. Who would you give marginal cause to? Is it not the CAF president's team?
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, we are all humans. Nobody can be so objective that they are not sentimental. Even God is sentimental. God in the Bible said, I will bless who I will bless, unless the Bible is a lie. I will bless who I bless and I'll curse who I curse. That's why he allowed people who touch Ark of Covenant to die. And he said that David is the man after my heart. David who killed his chief of defense staff and take his wife. And that's the mother of Solomon. Long story, let's not go into the Bible, but that's the way God is sentimental. That's why you create everybody finish, you choose only one nation. You don't know, so you cause problem. The Israelites are your favorite people, but all the other people are your enemies. You don't know. Maybe the problem we see they deal with too. Is that not the cause of God's nepotism sentiment? So everybody will do that, right? So South Africa will get those marginal calls. In this match in South Africa, again, Nigeria have not played any qualifiers in that FMB against South Africa and won. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not like we're in our best element. When we were in our best element, we went to that South Africa in 1993 or so. We drew. We beat them here 4-0, but we drew in South Africa. And over time, we've gone there, we've not won. With better teams, solid team, better coaches, better players, more committed, more dedicated, solid team. Why do you think that this worst team since 1945 that Nigeria started playing for, this is the worst team? I don't care what, see, social media opinion, no, they bother me. This is the worst team we've ever had. Since we started qualifying for the World Cup, this is about the time that we want to qualify, fail to qualify back-to-back for the very first time. These guys are the first ever in the history of Nigerian football to play 3 consecutive World Cup qualifying match at home, not win one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's just dawned on me as well. 3 draws so far.
We've not won one.
At home in the
So
qualifiers as well.
how do you define? We don't have a goalkeeper like a standard. Every era of the national team have had 1 or 2 standard goalkeeper. Manuel Okala, the tall one, Sylvanus Okpala, also what his name was. We've had, I think I'm missing that one up. We've had Peter Fregene, we've had Peter Rufai, Aloy Good, Big Dave, David Ugodiga. We've had all of them. Vincent Nyama, one of the best, the all-time greatest goalkeeper that Nigeria has produced. You want to really sit here and tell me that, like, our goalkeeper right now doesn't even have a club. He's need Drogba. I need Osimhen to tweet and call people to come and help him go to Saudi Arabia. That's our number 1 goalkeeper. It's like having Onana as your number 1 goalkeeper. You have hope. You go pray tire. You go speak in tongue. Ball go see the entire goal. Then our defense line. I mean, it's neither here nor
people
there.
are hoping Stanley Wabali might just take that mantle and be one of the our goalkeepers.
That's the word you just use now. I say people are hoping. If Donnarumma is your goalkeeper, will you say people are hoping? Even the contract of Donnarumma, they're not qualified for back-to-back World Cup. You understand? There are some things you don't hope. I was listening to one analysis, Mata talking the other day, and he said that one time they had 6 or 7 of the best goalkeepers in the world in one time. Ike Casillas, David De Gea, what's it called? All of those guys that they had in one time. Peperena and the rest. And I was like, oh, whoa, that's true. It's never happened in Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at all of that, you say to yourself that we don't even have the team, the army that will go out there and say, let's go. Forget what the coach they talk. Forget what the NFF are saying. Forget what the administrators are saying. Let's go there and deliver this one. We don't have them. Everything we're doing, even playing Rwanda at home, we're fasting and praying. We're wishing. So at Rwanda, we used to beat people like this 5-0. We used to take them to the cleaner. If we're not today in good form, 3-0, the rest, or 2. And we don't pray. We know that we will score. That's why we had this song. Oh, we are saying, give us more goals, not 1 goal. Give us more goals. They pray for 1 now. They pray if other Becky draw.
The funny thing is the pressure is really on the Super Eagles. And I mean, just for the players' sake, I want them to get the result against Rwanda. But
for the players' sake is the reason why I don't want them to get the result. If there for anybody's sake that I want us to go to the World Cup, is Nigerians. Nigerians deserve every ounce, every moment, every ladder, every growth of happiness. Because even though they used to say that we're the happiest people on earth, we don't really suffer. You know that our minimum wage is less than $10. I'd be $65 or so. It's less than $100. That's the minimum wage, 70,000 naira now. And they never even begin paying. So if you go back to the $30,000. So people are suffering. And a lot of things are going on. One of the things that get people happy, I saw the kind of happiness, the kind of joy that the Falcons win and this Tigers win gave to the Nigerians. So if you're thinking for Nigerians, you would do everything to hope that Nigerians will qualify. But these players are not even interested. So they don't deserve to go to a competition as prestigious as the World Cup when they are not interested. Nobody should deceive. Social media people will attack me. But 99.9% of the people that will comment under this thing have not sat down with any Super Eagles player. They've not paid their money to go to Super Eagles camp. I have receipts. You understand me? There is enough. Ordinary, my mom say you they eat person face before you eat their food. Ordinary say somebody they serve you food like this. You look at their face and you know that this person not want to give you this food. If you go to some gathering, you know that you're not needed in that place. The energy will tell you you're not needed. These are the people that I want to gonna be fasting and praying for them to qualify. Since when do people even fast and pray for football, for you to win a football match? The match where they involve the play and then they fast and pray. The people they want fast and pray for, so they not go fast and pray. But forget
for those of you who will be thinking that match is going to be a walkover for the Super Eagles, just to remind you, Rwanda has won in Uyo around this time last year. They came from behind, actually, not just winning. I remember that game. Chukwueze scored first, then 2 second half goals from Rwanda. It was a shock to everyone in the stadium as well. It was in the AFCON qualifiers as well. So it's not a walk in the park, even though we got 2-0 win at the...
almost 3 million naira. My money good there. That's what they gave me.
We got the 2-0 win at the Amahoro Stadium. Credit to Simen, 2 goals, a brace. But, I mean, these players need to be switched on from the very get-go till the end of 90 minutes.
And if there's one thing
no
that
other result apart from win,
it's the Super Eagles.
Nothing but a win is required in the final 4 games of the World Cup qualifiers. Win all 4 and look at your chances of qualifying. Talking about chances,
Ima, can you bet your dreadlock that will win the remaining 4 games? I'm not asking car. I'm not asking for your life savings. I'm not asking for your investment.
To be honest,
your dreadlock. Can you bet that if we lose 1 game or draw 1 game out of the last 4, we will shave your hair for this show? Can you?
If what?
If we lose 1 or draw 1 of the remaining 4, we will shave your hair, goat skin for this show. No, can you make that bet?
I don't think we are going to lose. We might draw, but I don't think we will lose any of the final 4 games.
So in other words, you are agreeing with me that we will not qualify for the World Cup?
I'm not too confident we will.
Okay.
Because we need a win all 4 and see your chances of qualifying. But draw, not enough. But I don't see us losing any of the final 4 games. Maybe we might draw.
Beat us for South Africa.
But nah, I don't
beat us like 3-0 for that South Africa.
Talking about the pressure, South Africa play on Friday. They play Lesotho in South Africa on Friday, and they're still there waiting for us.
That's a walkover match. That's a walkover match. South Africa beat them like 4-0. You go
they're still waiting for us to
even
come
5. You go see
in South Africa and see what happened. But I mean, the Super Eagles, the camp is open. Hopefully, they turn up early, turn up with all the vibes. Those who are waiting for the transfers,
I just pray producer puts out this video early. Let's not wait till late.
Hopefully they come to camp happy, and do the job on the playing surface. The pressure is on. The fans will be there in the stadium. Every kick of the ball needs to be intact for the Super Eagles. We don't want to see much another drama from that man. He's got so many. Should I say moments on the touchline? Is that he do like
his
this?
Hand on his head,
like
his
this?
entire cloth is soaked in sweat. That is who he is. I mean, this is a country that's decided that we should sack.
At the Chan Eagles, when we considered that, was it the 4th goal against Sudan? This man, he just do like this on the sideline, like this, and the camera pan on you.
Every time I watch Eric Chell, I just say, I wish my company is the one producing this match.
There are stickers everywhere. Right? We've not gotten over the one at the AFCON where they were pouring water on his head.
His radiator got burnt. His radiator got burnt.
Well, we Super Eagles.
Overheating was doing his radiator.
And hopefully they do the job against Rwanda and against South Africa. Now,